Welcome to our review of the Mission Workshop Rhake LS backpack. Here at Nomads Nation, we've been reviewing EDC and travel gear for 7 years. In this video, I'm going to show you everything you need to know to decide if the Rhake LS is the backpack for you. I'm going to pack it out, I'll double check its advertised capacity, and I'll give you my brutally honest pros and cons and overall scores. Do stick around until the end of the video where I'll be making 2 alternative suggestions in case you aren't feeling the Rhake LS backpack. Let's dive in. Let's talk about the gist of the Rhake LS backpack. Now, I'm not usually a top-loading backpack kind of gal, but in the name of science, I tested it for about 2 weeks. I've always admired Mission Workshop backpacks, but from a distance, because of how steep their prices are. Now, full disclosure, I would totally buy a backpack just for its looks. Shout out to the Oakley kitchen sink backpack, which has since moved on from my collection. But there is a line to be drawn, and this backpack crosses the line 100%. It's giving Apple TV's dark matter, sci-fi, dystopian, alternate reality kind of vibes. And it looks exactly like what the main character of Dark Matter would be wearing as he travels between realities, except the one he was actually wearing in the TV series is the WANDRD Provoke, which, spoiler alert, is one of the alternatives we'll be suggesting. Mission Workshop is a San Francisco-based brand which is focused on building EDC backpacks that are great for everyday commutes and urban exploration. In general, Mission Workshop packs have this very utilitarian look, and the Rhake LS is no exception. The Rhake LS is made in the USA and features the Land Speeder modular attachment system. So basically, the system lets you customize the pack by attaching pouches on the sides of the bag. Right here, we have the water bottle attachment, but there are 2 other zip pouch options that you can buy separately. This is also sold separately. Even without the pouches, you have a good set of external organization options for if you don't want to reach into the Rolltop backpack. You also have an excellent harness system, which is very well ventilated, with an integrated luggage pass-through in its mesh back panel. Combined with a whole slick package, it offers a very streamlined EDC experience. Now, even without the modular pouches, you have a really great set of external organization options, like this tablet sleeve over here, 2 external pockets, plus a sneaky bottom compartment over here. Now, the Rhake LS backpack is advertised as a 22-liter backpack, but we'll test that. Okay, now let's measure the bag while it's filled out. From top to bottom, it's around 21 inches, and it has a width of around 12.5 inches. Now, I've emptied out the main compartment, and it's barely 20 liters in the main compartment. Now, I've also filled out the 2 external pockets, so let's see how much they fit. I've also emptied out the balls we filled in these 2 external pockets, and I would say it's slightly more than 1 liter. So in total, if you count the laptop compartment at the back and these 2 pockets over here, it's safe to say that this bag is at least 22 liters. So Mission Workshop claims the bag to be 3.3 pounds without any attachments, and on the scale, we're getting 3.4 pounds, just about. We'll test that on another scale, which also reads around 3.4 pounds. So the Rhake LS backpack comes in the VX21 sailcloth fabric, and it is available in black, gray, olive, and coyote. This is the bag when it's empty, and this is the bag when it's worn on the Nomads Nation team. I'm 5'4", and Jason is 6'2". The bag comes with a lifetime warranty, and it better because it retails at $515 US. Consider this price your North Star if you're trying to decide if this backpack is for you. If at any point in this review you want to make a purchase, please do so with the first link in the description below. This link makes sure you'll get the best price, and if we have any discount codes, that's where they'll be. Let's talk about the materials of the backpack. So this backpack is made from a VX sailcloth material. This VX material is made from multiple layers of ultralight fabric. And this makes it extra abrasion resistant, tear resistant, and also water resistant. As you can see here, the water just beads up and you can just flick it off like that. And the fact that this is a roll top backpack makes it extra weatherproof because you're not gonna get any water going in through the zippers. The bag does feel very hard wearing and very well made, although I have to say that the base of the bag feels a bit thin. I would have appreciated a little bit more padding right over here. But the fact that this is a roll top bag also adds to the durability factor because fewer things can go wrong. Case in point, right before we started shooting, I was just trying to jog my memory of the bag a little bit. And then we realized that the key leash got completely stuck in the zipper, as you can see here. So I guess this would be an argument for roll top backpacks. No zipper, no problem, right? And then I'll talk about the actual zippers. But accidents aside, the zippers that they do have are very smooth. They're YKK. And this top one over here also has a coating where it makes the zipper extra water resistant. Same goes for the zipper on the back here, also coated, so your tech is safely protected. Even these zippers over here, so you don't have to worry about your stuff getting soaked. So other pieces of hardware include these two Fitlock magnetic buckles over here, which make the bag quite easy to open up. And the compression straps are pretty handy for if you want to attach extra pieces of gear on the outside of the bag. These Fitlock buckles are relatively easy to get into, but you don't actually need to undo them if you want to get into these pockets because you can just unzip right over here and get whatever you need. Other pieces of hardware include this removable sternum strap. The sternum strap uses a plastic buckle, and we also have a really nice mesh back panel over here. All in all, this backpack feels really robust, and I think you can safely carry it from one alternate reality to the next without any issues. For materials, I would give this bag a 4.5 out of 5. Now remember, these scores are highly personal. Okay, now let's pack out the bag. So because this is a roll top backpack, you have to be pretty strategic about the way you pack it out. In the main compartment, I'm putting my tier 4 pouch, which are basically my just-in-case items that I don't really reach for. And then next to it, I'm packing my tech pouch. And then on top, I put my lunch bag. And lastly, I put my tier 1 purse. So it's just all packing out, right, basically. Okay, and at the back, we have a laptop compartment, which fits a 14-inch MacBook with no issues. Let's try 16-inch laptop. Okay, now I don't think it would fit a 16-inch laptop. Now this top pocket over here is advertised as a tablet pocket, but I've just been using it for my tier 3 pouch. In this pocket, I've been using it for things that I need to quickly grab at the gym, such as my tripod and a pack of wipes. Now, because as mentioned, this zipper is non-functioning right now because the key leash is stuck in there, we'll use another Rhake backpack. So it opens fully like that, and you have 2 zippered pockets on top and 1 larger zip pocket on the side. And I certainly haven't been using this key leash, which evidently causes problems, but these pockets are great for miscellaneous items like a weighing scale and chocolate, lip gloss. Okay, additionally, there's also this zipper pocket at the bottom, but I haven't figured out what I can put in here that can withstand a beating since it's so close to the base of the bag, so I've just been leaving it empty. And we also have here a modular water bottle pocket, which is detachable, and it fits my 16-ounce Yeti perfectly, like so. Would a 1-liter Yeti fit? Nope, it would not. I think this bag does an okay job of self-standing. It really depends how you pack it out. I mean, I've packed it out with pretty heavy stuff at the bottom, so maybe that's why. Now this is the common personal item size for US flights. Let's see if it fits. I'm thinking if you don't pack it out all the way, it would probably fit, but not right now. Moving on to the comfort. Now this is a surprisingly comfortable bag. And I say surprisingly because I don't normally gel well with tall bags. You have a very nice ventilated mesh panel at the back over here. mesh shoulder straps that don't actually require a break-in period, which is always nice. I love the snap button closure on the sternum strap because it makes it really easy to remove and adjust. I feel like more bag brands should get onto this because I've only ever seen one other brand do it. Now, my ultimate way of testing whether a bag is comfortable is by rucking with it. Now, does the Rhake ruck? 100%, absolutely. You just have to make sure that the weight is as close to your back as possible. For comfort, I would give it a 4 out of 5. It would have been a 4.5 if it wasn't this tall. At some point, I packed it out quite a bit, and it felt like it was dragging me backwards a little bit. I guess it's like when it's too tall, it kind of throws me off balance, so. Before we talk about the functionality of the bag, if you're enjoying this bag review or if you're new to Nomads Nation, you might be a bag nerd or someone who just likes high quality gear. If that's the case, I want you to know that we also have a newsletter. In this newsletter, we take it to the next level. We're bringing to you on a weekly basis new backdrops, limited edition collabs, industry trends, and access to our exclusive discount codes and giveaways. So if you want to keep your finger in the pulse on what's happening in this community, you're going to want to sign up to our newsletter by finding this globe emoji in the description below. See you in your inbox. Let's talk about the functionality of the backpack. I really like the options it gives in terms of closure. I mean, you really have two, but it's nice to have options anyway. I've been using the G hook over here to close the roll top, but alternatively, if you don't mind the ripping noise, you can actually Velcro it shut like that, which gives it extra security. And, you know, G-hook it again for good measure. You can also tighten it up like that. And if you hate the noise like I do, you can just stick it here like that and it just gets out of your way. Now, I kind of wished that this strap here was a bit longer so you can fit more in your roll top. Right now you see there's still space where you could fit more stuff, but it's not a big deal. I mean, as I mentioned, if I packed the bag way too tall, it would throw me off balance anyway. Now, bearing in mind that this is a roll top bag, so this means packing it out would require some strategy. It is not the most ideal, not the easiest to get into, but there are ways around it. For example, using pouches with handles like that, so you can just grab it out of the bag quite easily. Or you could use a pouch that is blindingly orange like this one by Alpaca. Because if not, then, you know, it's just a great big black hole. Now, these two external pockets, they look kind of complicated. Like, you would think you need to open it up fully like so before you can grab anything. But actually, you can just access your stuff by opening it over here. Now, as mentioned, the main compartment is just one big black hole, but they do have one internal slip pocket over here that the slip pocket doesn't go all the way down, but it's pretty deep. So I think it would be good for any documents you might have, or maybe a thin ruck plate would go perfectly in here. No admin panels whatsoever, but that makes sense because how would you reach inside, right? Now, this water bottle pocket I found pretty useful because it's detachable, but it takes a bit of patience. So you can pull it out like that. But once it's attached, it's just so easy to put your bottle in like that. It just slides in and out. And you can also cinch it up for extra security. Or if you don't like the look of it, you can actually just tuck this in so it looks a lot more slick. Functions just the same. On this side over here as well, you have a sleeve where you can attach another pouch, maybe like a zip pouch or something to go with your water bottle pouch, or you could just leave them empty. I really like the simplicity of this tech compartment. It's just this big open space for your laptop and other bits of cables and gear and whatnot. Now, this mesh back panel doubles as a luggage pass-through. Obviously, it's a horizontal one, which totally makes sense because if it was a vertical one, the bag might just be too tall for the luggage. So case in point, the other version of the Rhake has a vertical pass-through, and it's just a lot taller. I think overall, the pockets make sense. There aren't too many of them, and you have the option of adding more pockets on the sides. What I don't get is this bottom pocket over here. I guess I could try to fit like an umbrella or something. Okay, mine doesn't fit. It's a bit too long, but if you had a shorter umbrella, then maybe it fits. We have a top handle over here. It's fine. You know, it's pretty well cushioned. It works. What I'm not a fan of is the webbing. So you have this lash point over here, and you also have an attachment strap for your G-hook. They feel pretty thin. I mean, like for a $500 bag, you would expect something more substantial. Overall, for functionality, I would give it a 3.5 out of 5, just because you really have to be super strategic about how you pack it out. Okay, now let's talk about the pros and cons of the Rhake LS backpack by Mission Workshop. Pro number 1, it's a sick looking backpack. If you're into that whole techwear aesthetic, this would work perfect with your wardrobe. Pro number 2, it has a very slim profile, which is just perfect for commutes. Pro number 3, I really appreciate how well built it is and how its modularity gives you options. And now we move on to the cons. Con number 1, as a Rolltop bag, it's hard to get in and out of it, right? It comes with the territory, but it would have been nice if we had some additional access options. Many Rolltop bags come with zippers on the side where you can sneakily access it without opening the top part. It would have been nice if this had that kind of option. Con number 2, I think the base could still use a bit of extra padding. It just feels a bit too delicate in this area. And my final con, this bag is just way too expensive for what it is. With these pros and cons in mind, let's talk about the overall scores for the Rhake LS backpack. Considering the price tag and its functionality and everything, my score for the value of this bag would be a 3 out of 5. Just to recap, this bag scores 4.5 for materials, 3.5 for function, and 3 for the value. And that brings its overall score to 3.75 out of 5. Now, if I were a Rolltop kind of person, this bag would probably make it to my top 5. I would be more willing to spend more on it, but for now, the price is just way too steep for what it is. And just a reminder, if you want to make a purchase, look in the link in the description for the best price. Let's talk about the alternatives to the Rhake LS backpack by Mission Workshop. First, if you're new to the channel, you should check out our leaderboard video, where the Nomads Nation team gets together and picks our favorite bags in different categories. I've gone ahead and linked that above. And we also ended up starting our own bag brand called Fyro, where we make gear that keeps professionals focused and on the top of their game. You can learn more about Fyro with a second link in the description or at fyro.co. But if you're kind of vibing with the Rhake LS backpack, here are 2 alternatives to consider. Loved by photographers and fictional inter-universe travelers, the WANDRD Provoke is also a very clean and weather-resistant backpack that is perfect for EDC and everyday commuting. Alternatively, the Brown Buffalo Rolltop backpack serves a similar utilitarian aesthetic and also comes in high-end technical fabric options if you're into that sort of thing. And that's it for our review of the Rhake LS backpack by Mission Workshop. I'm Stevie with Nomads Nation. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next one.